Coming up in today's video, we are tackling the rental market and what to expect in 2019. It's the ugly truth of the rental market coming up next. Pow! All right, welcome to the channel, Michael Jacobzak. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe for more great information updates on the Toronto market. Now, we're tackling the rental market. This is a big topic that's been, on a lot of people's minds due to the fact of affordability becoming very, very hard for many. And for that reason, everyone's looking to obviously potentially rent. Now, there's a lot of misconceptions with the rental market. Now, a lot of people, what I find is if they've been renting for quite some time, or they're new to it, they assume right off the hop that, let's just go look at real estate, and if I like it, I have money, they'll take it. That is not exactly how it works. In a perfect world, yes, but realistically, the rental market, as we know it in Toronto, is at a 1.1 vacancy rate, which virtually means everything that's on the market comes off right away, and for that reason, you have multiple offers, and landlords have become so picky, it makes it very, very hard for renters trying to get in, trying to maybe upsize, upgrade their current situation. Maybe they're a growing family, maybe they just sold, and they've never even rented, and for that reason they feel, hey, look, I've been a homeowner for 5-10 years, I should be able to rent anything I want. Not the case. So the ugly truth is realistically 2019, what to expect in the rental market. Now, the reality is housing affordability is not getting any cheaper. Yes, there's some interest rates hikes supposedly coming in the next year, which obviously will drive people wanting to buy maybe out of the market, and the reality is what's going to happen, the rental market is going to stay just as busy as right now, and this is like right now in the winter months, usually it's a lot easier to get into stuff, which it is because less people are moving, but I'll tell you right now, it is always competitive, doesn't matter when you're looking to potentially rent. So moving into 2019, expect competition, and at the end of the day, you just got to prepare yourself to how to be ready and to properly have everything laid out so that when you do see something you like, you submit offers right away and you have, a better chance of getting accepted. Now, the sad part is if you're in, just talking about one bed, the averages of rents right now, a one bed is hit over $22.60 per month and a two bedrooms at $28.50. Now, this is the one bedrooms up from last month, 1.8%, and two bedrooms are up 0.7%. So I always say anyone under $3,000 per month who's renting, essentially all these rentals, because of the vacancies so low, they advertise them pretty much in the last 30 days before occupancy because they fill them. So I get a lot of times people reaching out and say, hey, I'm looking to rent something in the next 3 months, 2 months, and they want to start looking at stuff. Pointless to look at stuff because they're not going to be there. You have to really look at occupant, like when they want the unit occupied. It's for January 1st, it's for January 1st. It's very hard to even get them to accept January 10th, January 15th, January 20th. February 1st, pretty much, we're not even talking about it. Because one, it's so expensive to carry these pieces of real estate for people, and there's so much competition that chances are they're going to find someone for the first, and it's virtually pointless to be looking at that. Now, when you start looking at like really expensive properties, and when I talk about expensive properties, I mean like $4,000 and up. And like I said, when you look at the two bedroom averages right now, which is kicking the door down to $3,000, that's probably going to get kicked up even more. Those properties start advertising a little bit longer. You're looking at 60 days before, so you have some leeway to start looking at that stuff. Again, one of those things that you need to prepare yourself, and like I said, that's what sucks about the rental market is 30 days, you have 30 days to find something. It's the most high stressful time, like moving. Nobody likes doing that. Securing a spot, very hard. So all you could do is prepare yourself on how to do so, so that when you do see something, you can act on it fast. So what to expect with paperwork? You're gonna wanna have a rental application filled out. I always say leave the rental amount and the property address vacant, and we'll fill that out as we submit offers. Have this because you can use this over and over again. And yes, chances are you're gonna need to submit a few offers to get this accepted, because bottom line is, you know, there's so much competition, and most of the time your income is not high enough, your credit score is not high enough, and there's gonna be someone competing with you that's gonna be a little bit better or much better, and you have no chance. So again, you need to prepare yourself for this, which is, it's very annoying because you only have 30 days to kind of do this. Now, a rental application, you're gonna need full credit report from either TransUnion and Equifax. Forget about Credit Karma and all these things. Agents want to see the two credit bureaus that it recognizes, which is TransUnion and Equifax. Yes, these other platforms do use that information, but regardless, they want the full report from Equifax. So don't even go out and start spending money on all these other platforms, which are probably cheaper and all that. But again, we need to play into the listing agent and what their demands are. Now we're also going to need our ID, copy of your ID, and proof of employment, which is a letter which states your full income. And I even say, give me some pay stubs. The more information we can submit, the easier it off is, you know, for the landlord to make a decision. Now, the ugly truth is, I'll tell you right now, landlords expect everyone have 700 plus credit scores. They expect, you know, I always say your rental amount should be, you know, 3 times or 1/3 of your gross income. Now, keeping in mind, if you have heavy car payments and all that, they're going to factor that stuff in. It's going to bring down your overall income that can support your rental amount. If you cannot meet that, it's very hard to get stuff accepted in today's market and moving forward. So I always say you need to come down on your rental amount. Or worst case scenario, if you can't meet all these, you know, kind of milestones, you need to shop off market. And what that means is going on the classifieds and, you know, for certain websites that do not market with agents on the MLS. This could be like Kijiji, or just drive around, look for rent signs. This sadly is, you know, probably one of the easier way to get stuff, especially if you're in like people that are looking for 1 bedrooms that are like, you know, 1,500, 1,600. In Toronto's market, it's so competitive and so expensive that if you're looking for cheap bargains, you got to go off market. Now, the reason why you can find deals in off market situations is because when landlords are marketing themselves, they may not be aware of what they can really get for the property. They may not, because they're saving on commissions, they might drop the property price a little bit more and, you know, think they'll get a better tenant. Whatever the case may be, they market it to what they want and what they think they can get. When all of a sudden, if they contact myself or listing agents that list their properties, we're more in tune with the market. We're going to put the price up. And obviously, because we got to get compensated for commissions and all that, and we drive prices in certain areas and for certain properties. So that's what I say. If you're looking for cheaper stuff, or at some point you cannot hit certain, you know, points of your credit's too low, or you got income issues. Same time, if like sometimes I have clients that their income's unstable because they have multiple sources of income, but there's not, you know, they don't work for the bank 9 to 5. Again, this is another red flag for a lot of agents that don't, or landlords that don't want to deal with it. Does it suck? Absolutely. Is it unfair? Absolutely. But because the demand is so high, it allows, you know, landlords to get away with rejecting people for, you know, sometimes no reason. But the fact that, hey, they, you know, credit is too low or income is not high enough. To me, everyone should have their standards of what minimum credit and income they're looking, and as long as we can prove that, they have to accept us. But the bottom line is, that's not always the case. So that's kind of the update, guys. The ugly truth of the rental markets. My suggestions, if you are looking to rent in the next, within the next 12 months, touch base with a leasing rep that will help you out. Like I said, my team, we do help out renters, so feel free to touch base with us. At the end of the day, you need to understand where you're at right now and how to get there, and have someone that with experience with the market to help you out. Like I said, we're always willing to help out renters. So feel free to reach out to us anytime. Like, comment, share. I'd love to hear your opinion on this. Do you think the rental market is going to become a little bit easier? Like I said, they're saying with the jobs demand, tech industry's booming, all this is driving the rental demand even more. Low supply with completions of new construction. Houses that are vacant, that are not being used or rented out is another issue. All of this is creating this chaos in the rental market. Love to hear your opinion on this, guys. Like, comment, share, and we'll catch you on the next one. Take care.